This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. As always, I am your host, Gianna, and today, I don't know if most of the listeners know, but I'm based out of Nashville, Tennessee, so it's a very fun and exciting occasion when I get to talk to a fellow Tennessean out of Chattanooga. Welcome, Calvin Shropshire. Excited to get to know you.
Same here. Thank you for having me on board. By the way, that intro music just got me jamming. So good music. Yes.
Get you excited to talk a little bit. And it kind of takes the nerves away. So, well, Calvin, tell us a little about yourself, right? Give us the background. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you grow up to be a real estate agent?
Interesting. So I'm initially from California. I've been here in the South since I was 13 years old. I was a military brat, kind of traveled around quite a bit. I got into real estate in 2005. My little cousin was doing it in Atlanta, Georgia, and she was just
Okay.
making a killing. And so I thought, man, I could do this. So I quit my job, got my license, went through my savings. 2007, got out of real estate, never sold one house.
Mhm.
Um, by that time, I'd finished my degree and I started working at a disability insurance company doing IT work for them. And then in 2011-ish, into 2011 towards 2012, we were moving. My wife found one of my old business cards and she said, "Hey, you should try real estate again." I was like, "No, wasn't really very successful at it." Well, she's
Mhm.
very persuasive. So ended up getting my license, doing it for 2 years, essentially full-time, but part-time, but I was very full-time because I was still working my job. I left my full-time job June 1st, 2014, um, and pursued real estate full time. Started my team in 2015, and now I am
Mhm.
a brokerage owner. So I own a brokerage, I have a team, and we're just crushing it every day. It's night and
Awesome.
day difference from the first to the second time.
Yes, but it takes, what is it? Like 95% of real estate agents fail.
Hmm.
So good on you for
Yeah.
getting back in there. And obviously, you're on the Icon podcast, so you're an Icon agent. So you're not failing this time around, which is
No,
great.
no.
Killing
Thank
it,
you.
killing it. So, Calvin, let's talk a little bit about your introduction to EXP. Was it your first brokerage? Who introduced you to it? And how did that process go with breaking up with your brokerage or getting onboarded here? What'd that look like for
Um,
you?
so I was with Keller Williams for quite a long time,
Mhm.
and then we jumped to a couple other brokerages. But there was Jason Samara, which is my coach, Sims
I've talked
Coaching.
to Jason.
Yeah, that's my coach. I'd been watching him since he got into real estate when he was with Real Geeks and doing all those podcasts with Jeff Manson and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I'd had several conversations with him, and finally we took that leap. And geez, I mean, we're not even our first year yet. Well, actually, no. This month will be our first year at EXP. But within a few months, we capped. Literally by the end of the year, I started my brokerage. It was just everything just happened so fast.
That's
But it was
awesome.
interesting because the company gave me the ability to do it.
Mhm.
They promoted, they
Absolutely.
yeah, promoted and pushed us to do more, whereas we never had the resources to do that anywhere else.
No, that's incredible, Calvin. And with the online world and paperwork there for you, training the community, it's really easy. If you're a self-starter, I should say, it's really easy to really crank up the business
Mhm.
if you take the opportunity to do so. It's not just going to be given to you, but EXP has a platform to do that. So,
Right.
Calvin, before we dive into all things production and culture and iconing, let's talk a little bit about you, a work-life balance. How do you draw the line between work and play?
I don't know if there is a line. It's funny because my wife, I mean, she's an assistant manager at a title company, and before she got into real estate, which she's been in for quite some time,
Mhm.
she used to always wonder why I worked all the time. And so I don't. I work more now because I did. We're still in the beginning phases of the brokerage. We've expanded into
Mhm.
Nashville. We're going to expand into Knoxville. So there's just part of that growing phase. Um, but it's I've got 7 kids. We
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, most of them are older. We only have like 3 younger ones. So it's
That's still a lot of little ones.
yeah, yeah. They range from 20 to 1. Um, but it's
Oh,
honestly
wow.
just learning how to organize, be patient, understanding that you can't get frustrated over things you can't control, and just keep pushing forward. Failing's not an option. So that's kind of my thing there.
Yes, absolutely. Failing's not an option. You push on. You got a lot of kids to support, so that's great, Calvin. It's hard to burn out in this industry, so you've just got to kind of keep pushing while also taking care of yourself and
Yeah.
taking a step back at that. So,
I will tell you this.
Calvin,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry, Michaela.
No,
I
I
will tell you
want
this
tell me more.
funny story. So there's this listing I took. She had a friend that was with another company. This is almost a $400,000 listing, and she was interviewing. She said she interviewed a friend, but she wanted to interview a couple other people because it was business, right? She's selling a house,
Mhm.
high transaction. Well, she showed me around the house, and she was asking me questions about myself. And we're going upstairs. I was telling her about myself and my kids and my wife. When we sat down at the table, I was getting ready to go over my spiel. She's like, "You got the listing," and I was like, why? She's like, you've got 7 kids. You have no choice but to sell my home. So that's worked in my favor in a lot
Mhm.
of cases. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
We love
So
to leverage that.
yeah, yeah, they know I'm a hard worker. So yeah,
Amen.
that's it.
That's
That's
awesome,
that.
Calvin. So let's talk production in your area, Chattanooga, Tennessee. What does that average housing price look like for you? How many do you have to sell to be able to cap?
So our average ranges between 188 to about 230, roughly.
Mhm.
Um, I honestly don't know how many it is to cap. I don't keep count. But we close on average. It's a small team, myself and 2 other agents, and of course we've got 3 administrative um, people on staff on the team. But we do somewhere around 20 to 23 million a
Oh,
year,
wow.
roughly.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
we're growing. I mean, we have now that we have the brokerage, I have individual agents in there and other teams. But for the
Mhm.
team itself that I still have, that's typically about our average.
Okay, and then you have to step back from production as an icon agent, and you have to, give back to EXP, and you've got that cultural commitment. So whether you're a teacher, a coach, a mentor, vetting other icons, there's lots of ways to get involved in that. So what avenue do you take for that, if any of those, and why?
I love teaching.
Hmm.
And the reason I love teaching is because I learn through teaching. But me having an IT background, that's something I'm very passionate about is
Hmm.
technology, learning how to leverage it to work smarter and not harder. So that's one thing. I'm, I've got an open book, so you guys can ask me anything. Anyone can ask me anything, and I'll try to help out the best way I can. So
Hmm.
I'm a firm believer
That's
in
awesome.
coaching. I do coach several teams and brokerages around the country. I started that in
Mhm.
2017. Um,
Okay.
and some of them are not with EXP, but I love training. I love teaching.
That's awesome. And that's the spirit of EXP too, is that not only can you just only give back to EXP, but you could expand and just give back to the industry, right? They're not it's not a dog eat dog world here at EXP. It's a rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. So it's cool to be able to branch out a little bit, also kind of spreading the good word of EXP, right? Not recruiting, but attracting. And there's a huge difference with that. And Calvin, that let me start over. Tripping over my tongue. So you know that there's a lot of great benefits to being an icon agent, right? So the opportunity to go to shareholders, EXP Con, get that cap back in stock, big shiny glass trophy. What's your favorite part of being an icon agent, and why? I know this is your first year, but why are you going to continue to set that on your list of not only goals but standards for yourself from here on out?
um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the benefits of it is as of yet. So I think part of it is just opening a door for me to connect with other people, And it's just I haven't really explored the full benefits of the icon. I do like the whole stock option,
Mhm.
but I think it's just connecting. Like other icon, some people see that I'm an icon agent. They reached out and they said, "Hey, we're trying to grow our business and we want to learn more." And so it gives me a chance to meet with other people. And I love the fact that you can talk to anyone in the world. Man, that is so cool. Literally in the world.
Absolutely. It is an international company. I'm having a hard time today, Calvin,
Right.
which is really cool. You know, you could be attracting agents in Italy. I do have icon agent that I spoke to that is literally going to Europe to talk to agents about EXP. So I'm like, that's
Wow.
cool. Great excuse to go to Europe. So that's
Absolutely.
pretty cool. And you know, just talking to other people and the EXP world, easy meetings, being able to hop in there. You know, you could also Zoom, but EXP world is also really cool. So Calvin, if somebody were to come up to you with your teaching mindset, kind of coaching aspect, and maybe it's their first year at EXP, maybe they just came from another brokerage, and they're like, Calvin, I want an icon in my first year. You know, what would you say to them? What's some advice for them? Is that even possible? Mistakes to avoid?
Well, so I've learned through teaching. I treat every situation like it's a doctor's office, right? So if you
Mhm.
come up to me and say, I want to be icon in the first year, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I want to identify, okay, what's your goal? What's the route that you plan on taking? Like, I want to figure out what is important to you so I can understand the best way to guide you, right? There's so many different ways to skin a cat in this industry, but we have to build a customized plan that's tailored to what you feel the most comfortable with and then get you to building those habits to get you uncomfortable and then making those moves that ultimately get you to the icon, right?
Mhm.
So like not everyone likes prospecting, not everyone likes door knocking, not everyone likes um, doing referrals. You just got to figure out what it is that's going to pique your interest, and I do that through asking questions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, ask questions, dive into like just I guess not dive into, but lean into your mentors and teachers
Mhm.
and all that training that is accessible to you. Gosh, I'm struggling, which is awesome. And you know, there's so many people out there that not only teaching classes, but they're willing to meet with you and kind of
Yeah,
hold you accountable, right? So that's pretty exciting.
right. Like I want to know, for instance, why is becoming an icon agent so important to you? You know, like
Yeah.
what, and then when you reach that, because you will, what's next? Let's take it a step further.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So when
that's
does
it.
iconing become, you know, a standard versus a goal for you?
Right. Absolutely. And then how do we achieve it year after year?
Hmm. Right. Absolutely. And you know, I know people that cap in literally like 26 days. So how do you get to that business model, right? It's awesome.
Absolutely.
And Calvin, let's talk about um gosh, what were we going to talk about? I get too excited talking to people and then I lose my train of thought.
It's
Um
okay.
so Calvin, what I was going to ask next, yes, is were you ever skeptical of EXP? I do this all day every day. I can't believe I forget
Yeah.
the questions.
I used to be at my last brokerage. I used to be a very diehard person, and I
Mhm.
never looked outside of that. Right? Why would you? If it ain't broke, don't fix
Mhm.
it. But
Right.
man, knowing what I know now, if I had a chance to go back over it, go back. Granted, things worked out the way they did, but if I had a chance to just go back and educate myself on what I know now, it would have been a whole different experience, right?
Right.
But yeah, so um, to answer your question, it's I think the thing that hurts agents the most is what holds us back is what we don't know
Mhm.
as opposed to what we do. It's worth exploring. I will say that.
Absolutely, Calvin. And you know, if you could go back in time, just kind of like you said, right? You don't know what you don't know. So if you could go back in time and kind of talk to yourself to be less skeptical, know that it's not a pyramid scheme or a cult, or talk to somebody right now that maybe has reservations about making the jump because of bad things that have been spread about EXP in the industry, what would you say?
I would say, you know what? It at the end of the day, you can call it a pyramid, but there's always someone at the top of every company.
Right.
They've just given us a platform to invest in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had someone with another company. And I asked them, I said, "Well, who's at the top of your company?" And they named it, and I said, "Are they leveraging the company to help invest and grow your business?" And
Mm-hmm.
they've been doing the real estate for a little over a year, and they sold 9 transactions. And I
Wow.
said, you can look at it however you want to, but at the end of the day, coaching is very expensive, right? I know that because I used to pay $3,000 a month for my team. Now, through the model that they've given us, guess what? You can get that free coaching
Mm-hmm.
and never have to pay us a dime.
Right.
So I
Absolutely.
love that. That gives me a chance to help a lot of people.
Hmm. Right. And that coaching is it's it's such a big contributor to the community that EXP has, right? It's not
Hmm.
just the community culture, it's the community morale and the excitement to be part of EXP. That's the excitement that comes to shareholders in EXP Con. It's just a huge characteristic and asset to the company here.
Right. And not only that, you get access to my coach and their coach. And
Mhm.
man, it's awesome. So you
Right.
get so many different
Absolutely.
ways to see how each person's built their success, and you get to choose
Mhm.
one of those models that works for you and manipulate it and make it your own.
Awesome. Yeah, and you're right. And, there's a lot of resources here, and although you need to be a self-starter, there's a lot of plans to kind of hack and make your own. So, Calvin, you're going to be at EXPCon.
I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking
Okay,
about it. I'm thinking about
okay.
it. Are
Stock
you going
is
to be
low
there?
right now. Probably
I know.
cool to get some stock awards.
I know. Are you going to be there?
I'll be there. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about. I'm waiting to hear if my coach is going to be there or not. He probably is. I need to
Yeah.
ask him again.
Come on, bring the wife, extend it a couple days, turn it into a small little vacay.
Girl, do
Just a
you know how
tiny
much
one.
a sitter costs? I'm just kidding.
Um,
I'm just
sorry,
playing
I
with
didn't think
you.
about that. Use your 20-year-old. I was
I'm
the oldest of 7. I've been babysitting since I was 9.
hmm just, no, I'm messing. No, no, I'm thinking about it. We were gonna go
Mhm,
to, so my wife and I was, and the kids, we were gonna go down to the shareholders summit, but we just
sure.
didn't get a chance because we actually have a vacation
Mhm.
home not too far from there. We
Oh,
just didn't get a
cool.
chance to go. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have been
that would
fun.
have been cool. Well, there's always next time. And Calvin, if you do go though, please hit me up. I would love to meet up and say hello to
Yeah.
you in real life. Or if you're ever in Nashville, let me know so I can take you, your team, your wife out to drinks. And other than that, is there anything that you'd like to wrap it up with today? It's about a 20-minute podcast so far. It's been awesome.
No, this has been amazing. I greatly appreciate you having me on board. And I mean, if I can help anyone, if anyone has questions, feel free to just shoot me an email. My
Mhm.
email is Calvin at ChattanoogaPremierHomes.com. That's plural. But no, I appreciate you having me and thank you for your time.
Of course, Calvin. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SphereRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.